Hi, this is Dallas with Fun with Failure. I like to say alternative cuss words. We got 5 mother flippin' stories for you smegheads. So get the frack ready and here we go. This happened a couple of months ago. I own a pretty high quality bike. Suspension, disc brakes, the works. So I've had a bike for about a year now, and the brakes are starting to squeak. I know a thing or two about fixing things around the house, but I don't own a car, so I basically know nothing about fixing things like that. The squeaky brakes are annoying, but I can live with it. They're not that bad. Over the next couple of days, the squeaking gets progressively worse, till it sounds like I have a banshee trapped on my back wheel. I can't stand it anymore, so I'll look around my house for something to fix it. Now this is where the frack up begins. I spy the can of WD-40 that I keep beside my desk and read the label. Lubricates, penetrates, stops squeaks. I found what I'm looking for. So I grab my can of WD-40, drag my bike out onto the driveway and proceed to spray a lube all over the disc, the brake pads, anything that could be causing it to make that noise. So after I let it set for about 5 minutes, I wipe away the excess and go for a test run. Here's where I realized I fracked up. The brakes had stopped squeaking, which is good, but now the brakes basically don't work. It took forever to slow down and stop. I tried to clean the pads and the disc, but nothing worked, so I resigned myself to riding a bike with no brakes. That was before winter. I've recently got my bike down since we've been having nice weather lately, and I wanted to take it for a spin. So I had forgotten what I did to the brakes, so I start riding without a care in the world, just going for a joyride. As I'm riding through my neighborhood, I get going pretty fast, and up ahead there's this curve in the road. I start braking because there's no way in heck I'm going to make that turn going at that speed. You could probably see where this is going. I don't slow down at all, and I can't turn, so I ride full speed straight into the curb. My bike stops, I'll go flying. The snow outside is melting, so people's lawns are basically complete mud. So I slide for a good dozen feet or so. I busted up my elbow pretty bad somewhere in my fall, getting covered in scrapes and mud, and had to take the ride of shame back home. So, as usual, I wake up later than intended this morning and had to rush through my usual routine. I was scrambling around throwing everything or anything in my bag, and remembered I had been wanting to take some lotion to put on my desk. So, I decided today's the day and go grab a bottle of lotion from my room. Well, of course, the pump is open due to it being house lotion, so I have to take one for the cause and push it all the way down so that I can close it for transport. Jump to about 15 seconds later, and I have a palm full of lotion and not enough skin exposed to deposit it onto. This is where I should have just washed it off in the sink, thrown the lotion into my bag and bolted. But my natural instincts would not let me waste 12 cents worth of lotion. So, I proceeded to slather, in the truest sense, my hands with about 3 times more lotion than they could absorb. But I'm a smart problem solver, so I decide the reasonable thing to do is to distribute the lotion between my hands and the other exposed parts of my body, my feet. Fast forward and I go downtown, walking fast enough to cause heavy breathing and trying to 1. Make the crosswalk light before it stops, and 2. Get to work less than 10 minutes late. I was rounding the home stretch, and as I took my final ill-fated step, and my right foot went rocketing backward, leaving my shoe and my momentum completely unchanged. In keeping with the laws of physics, I proceeded to eat crap. Fast forward 5 more minutes, sitting at my desk, fielding question as to why my face is scraped, when I open my bag and I realize the fracking lotion is still on the counter in my house. If you ask me, I supposed it was all inevitable, and this situation would have happened in a matter of time, considering my lifestyle and my behavior. So, to the backstory. I live in a shared 2-room apartment, where I occupy one room, and the other is an old, lonely lady. Our daily schedule is quite different. She wakes up at 9 a.m., prepares food, and passes the whole day cleaning her room while listening to radio. While mine is about working at my PC the whole night, and then sleeping throughout the day, annoying the old lady with my snoring and farting. Thank you, junk food, yay. So, being a person who works at night sitting on the computer, I obviously got some pretty typical diseases. Besides the mentioned problems with my stomach, I have some kind of osteochondrosis, which sometimes forces me to twist my joints, making disturbing cracking noises. Moreover, being a night person has given me the benefit to see better in the dark, but only with my corner areas of my eyes. Not sure why, but it's okay with me. Well, backstory over. Story time. The last night I was working at my computer, as usual, when I suddenly felt a terrible urge to pee. Okay, I thought, guess it's time for all that cola to exit me, and began my journey to the room of relief. But apparently, I wasn't the only one in the need of relief in this dark time of 4 a.m. By the sound of the opening door, it was obvious that the old lady was going to the toilet too, and so starts a slideshow of events that led to the frack-up. I opened the door and saw the old lady exiting her room. To see her better in the dark hallway, I needed to turn my head to an angle, where my corner area of the eye could see her in the dark. I assumed that to this moment the old lady didn't notice me, as she doesn't hear good or can't see a dang thing in the dark. So, in 2 or 3 seconds she suddenly notices me, poorly illuminated by the screen from my room, and greeting her with a really weird head angle. She stops in confusion, and at the same moment I feel that my neck is somewhat stuck. All the glory to the osteochondrosis. It starts to give me pain signals. The pain I feel instantaneously distorts my face into a grimace, and I start trying to move my head, apparently without any luck. So, being the idiot that I am, I make the best of the best decisions that I could possibly make. I forcefully move my head with my own hands, making a terrible bone-breaking noise and on every vertebrae in my neck, while still maintaining eye contact and wrinkling my face in pain. Do you think that the lady liked my accidental horror movie performance? Well, of course not. She screamed in pure terror and slammed the door shut, hiding in her room while still screaming. And the final part? What did I do to ease that situation? Well, my brilliant mind decided to apologize, and I knocked on her door, probably scaring her even more, as she screamed in fear once again. And now I am in my bed, first things first, writing my story to Reddit. Good day, everyone. I hope somebody will laugh at this. Edit. As for the old lady, I've just deeply apologized to her, although she still seems to be in a light shock. I looked as a complete idiot, explaining to her what happened. But anyways, she accepted my apologies and went to her room, looking confused but at least not terrified as frack. Nevertheless, I guess I'll celebrate my first somewhat successful post on Reddit. Not sure how. Maybe by listening to a 10-hour version of Spooky Scary Skeletons while playing Dark Souls at the Tomb of Giants. The best idea by far. This happened 9 years ago, when I was 15 years old. So my friends and I were bored during lunchtime at school. We decided to hang out at a park nearby our school. There was a hill, probably about 10 meters high, nothing huge. It was during early spring, and we live in Canada, so there's still a good amount of snow. You know how bored teenagers tend to do stupid things? Well, stupid things we did. We started rolling down the hill because why not? Eventually I noticed one of those big blue barrel-like plastic garbage bins, big enough to carry a person in it. Well, I decided that I should take it to the top of the hill, remove the garbage bag inside, and get inside of it and ask my friend to push me downhill. Unfortunately, because there was snow, we did not notice a small ramp that was waiting for me down there. Now, I don't remember this. This is what my friends told me happened. The garbage can jumped a bit in the air, and my head came out just enough so that it could hit the ground as the barrel landed. I was knocked out cold for about 5 minutes. My friends thought I was faking it at first. They then decided to drag me back to school, where I had a math exam that I failed because I couldn't even remember how to write. I eventually went to the hospital to get myself checked. Had a severe concussion with short-term memory loss. To this day, I still experience headaches, dizziness, nausea, and short-term memory loss. I am a somewhat hairy guy. Not like a forest, but definitely more hair than I would like to have. So yesterday this girl calls me and invites me to go to a hot spring with her and some friends. I obviously said yes, and I decided that I'd better trim my chest so as to look decently attractive in front of this group of women. And this is where I fracked up. As I go to shave the area around my right nipple, there's a couple of stubborn long hairs that didn't want to come off. So naturally I go over them a couple more times, each time slightly more careless than the last. When I finally got the hair shaved off, I notice a bit of blood on my nipple. No pain or anything, so no big deal, right? Wrong. The sensitivity of the nipple is something we all severely underestimate, and since that time it has felt like 1,000 needles stabbing me right in the nipple. If you don't understand this sensation, I urge you to try it out and tell me what you think. So now I'm sitting in church in silent pain and too embarrassed to tell anyone what's up. Hope you enjoyed those videos. If you did, give it a frackin' thumbs up. If you want to see more videos, please subscribe to my channel. If you have any wonderful stories that you'd like to share, please send it to my email at funwithfailure@gmail.com. I'm going to get the frack out of here.